Alright guys, Forsaken just ran into more problems. A lead developer got fired, major collab skins were removed, and there's a lot more to talk about. Let's get into it. So, one of the lead modelers for Forsaken, Coconut, got laid off, meaning they were fired from working on the game. They modeled a bunch of skins, including a huge one that is still coming to the game, Dignity. Since Coconut was working on the skin, it will now be handed over to another developer to finish. Because of this, the lore tied to Dignity has been scrapped. That lore was based on Coconut's dad getting them into rock music and shaping their love for music, and it was originally planned to be expanded on much more, but we don't really know what happened that stopped it from going further. While they don't personally agree with every decision that was made, the reasons behind them are still valid in their own right. They were very clear that this situation shouldn't be used as an excuse to harass or attack the Forsaken dev team. They also took responsibility for parts of the situation themselves, describing some of their actions as immaturity during the process. The main reason given was that, when they started working on Dignity, they were sending it to every Dignity fan friend they knew to get feedback. One of the people they sent it to happened to be an owner of another game who held a grudge and used that information to get Coconut fired. This essentially involved leaking parts of the new Dignity redesign early, but we still haven't heard the Forsaken team's side of this in detail. There was also another skin Coconut wanted to work on called S1 Walker. This was a Murder Drones parody concept, with Mia taking the role of Tessa and Cool Kid taking the role of Sin. The model for this skin had already been worked on, but now that Coconut has been fired, it seems like it could either be used for a different game or be scrapped entirely. We still need to hear both sides of this situation, but was this really the right time to fire a lead modeler? So there was this dev Guest 1337 skin that released with the winter update for VIP players, called Yuri. It was originally based on Yu, also known as Trans Bunny, one of the developers of Forsaken. This skin had a lot of custom content, including idle animations, parry animations, voice effects, and even custom faces. The skin received a ton of backlash, with people calling out how more effort seemed to be put into this one dev exclusive VIP skin than into the entire killer roster. Many argued that there was no reason for it to be public at all, and that Yu could have just used a yourself skin instead of releasing it in-game. Another major criticism was recognizability, especially since a lot of other skins had been scrapped for that exact reason. Yet this skin looked nothing like Guest 1337. Many felt it was the worst possible time to release the skin, and people mocked its release, calling it a self-insert that would eventually get changed for the public. Interestingly, that prediction ended up coming true. Now, the skin has been updated to no longer be based on Yu and is instead just a bunny-themed skin. Some people think it should have been removed entirely, while others compare it to Guest 1337 and point out that the only thing still remotely related in the remodel is the gloves. Everything else no longer resembles 1337 at all, because the recognizability issue is now being treated as gone. Some feel this has created a bigger problem of unidentifiable characters, making it harder for killers to know who they're chasing. There are also people saying it should just become a public skin, but others argue that because it started as a self-insert and was tied to prior drama, it still leaves a bad taste and wouldn't be something people want to use anyway. Another option people bring up is simply deleting the skin altogether. So there was this collab that has been on and off with Forsaken for a while, and now two skins have been removed. The Ihasaphasaluls, Aubrey skin, and the JX1DX1 skin. Originally, these skins were removed for reasons related to Soul, and then later returned. As of now, we don't know the full reason why they've been removed again, which has left a lot of people confused about why this happened after such a long time. Previously, there were rules that Fasaluls wanted enforced, so the skins could stay in-game, mainly focusing on not wanting their characters to be shipped. From what people are saying, and what we can speculate, some Forsaken fans were shipping their characters anyway, which likely led to the permissions being pulled. We even had JX1DX1 openly saying they were glad the skins were removed, pointing out that the issue of mischaracterization needs to stop, since it directly caused this situation. Knowing parts of the Forsaken fandom, some people do tend to go too far with collab skins, like with the Monster Elliot skin and others, which just creates more problems for the game. At the same time, some people are blaming the Forsaken devs for removing the skins, even though it seems like this was mainly Facelul's decision. Approved. Others are blaming Facelul's instead, saying that this is just how the internet is, that a few people won't stop, and that the entire community shouldn't be punished because of a small number of people doing disgusting things. There are also theories that there could be other reasons behind the removal, like the 25% soul situation, but that is still completely unconfirmed. On top of that, another OG creator, Sile Directory, has asked people to stop messaging them about Forsaken, as some fans have been spamming them over this situation even though it has nothing to do with their OG. For those who already bought the skins, you will receive a refund, but since the skins are being completely redesigned into new characters with new assets. However, the OSTs for both skins are still going to remain, so they haven't been fully removed in that sense. Now, Roblox has officially responded and outlined what they say they plan to change moving forward. According to Roblox, they understand that changes to core systems like chat can heavily impact social games and communities, and they've shared a roadmap they claim was shaped by creator feedback. However, ever since this update rolled out, a lot of developers have been showing just how badly communication has dropped across their games. Chat activity has fallen off hard. Servers feel noticeably quieter, and many games that rely on social interaction now feel almost silent. You don't even need analytics to see it. When you bring all of this into Forsaken, the problems become even more obvious. Forsaken is a game that heavily relies on communication. You need to coordinate, warn each other, and react quickly. With this new Roblox chat update, a lot of that just doesn't work anymore. Also, with Forsaken facing player counts dropping due to this update, even though it's happening all over Roblox for many other games, this update will definitely hurt games like Forsaken. It makes teamwork-based, asymmetrical horror games more boring to play with friends. Even when you're trying to unlock skins quickly by farming kills with a friend, you won't be able to message them in-game. Some players are now having to use the BSOD Builderman skin to communicate, since it's the only skin that can display text through his face. One of the first changes Roblox says they're rolling out is a new text chat matchmaking signal. This system is meant to group players who are able to chat together more often. While Roblox says they're actively improving this, many developers have pointed out that this doesn't fix the core issue, it just tries to work around it. Looking ahead, Roblox plans to introduce new API tools that let creators group players by who can communicate with each other across servers. In theory, this helps with matchmaking, but again, it places the responsibility on developers to fix problems caused by a platform-wide change they didn't ask for. So with all of these issues piling up, what do you think Forsaken should do to fix things? Subscribe and hit the bell for more Forsakening it.